Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. Strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
This is a tremendous...
So there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
I am the highest version of myself. I'm the highest version of myself. I know I am that I am.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Godspeed podcast. I am one of your hosts, Joe Guy.
And I am Dan from Godspeed Podcast and Dan Eats Everything. We're Milligan.
The title of our episode is called No One Likes When Their Ball is Taken Away.
Look
behind you.
We already did sports.
No, oh. Look at that fake picture behind you on that TV.
That is a little CGI, I'm assuming.
Oh, are you floating?
No, I'm sliding off the curvature. It's hard to stay stable. There's a slight curve. I keep
Exactly.
I'll try to stay stationary for you, buds.
Please do. Keep your hands and feet inside the chair at all times. Hi, Gunner. My dog. Everybody thinks I'm mean to my dog because of the last episode when I said shut up to him. I didn't. I was just kidding with him. Mm-hmm. I love that guy. Yeah, so do you have any proofs that we live on a spinning globe barreling through outer space at ungodly speeds, but yet we don't feel any of it?
Only what I've been told throughout my life on this planet.
Existence. Plane. If the Earth is a globe, we could see too far. Basically what that means is if you use the globe curvature math, which is what all the globers use,
Did you just reference me as a glober? I'm a glober to you? That's cool, man.
You are.
All right.
You're a little bit of a glober, but it's okay. If the globe is 24,800 miles in circumference, like they tell us, then if you're standing on a beach and you're 6 foot tall, you'll lose, if a boat is sailing away, you'll lose the bottom of the boat at 3 miles. So if it's 3 miles away and you're 6 foot tall, you lose the curve at 8 inches per mile squared. So what that means is, so starting at 1 mile, you lose 8 inches. 2 miles, you lose 32 inches. 3 miles, you lose 6 feet. 4 miles, you lose 10 feet. 5 miles, you lose 16 feet. You get that?
I'm with you.
Based on the globe's math, okay? So those are all the numbers that you actually... It's globe math. It's not a flat earther didn't make it.
Math
you can go
math.
on.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So when you lose a boat over the curve...
I don't know, man. It seems that globe math seems a little small.
Yeah, it's based on how big they tell us the globe is, though. That's what I get all the time. I get a lot of, that can't be, and that's not, there's no way that you lose the curve then. Based on how big they tell us the Earth's circumference is, that's the exact math, and that's how far you're supposed to be able to see. 3 miles before you start losing the bottom of something. Here's a boat that you can't see. You couldn't see the boat, and he zoomed in, and now there's the boat. You should be able to bring that in. So pretend this is a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
This duct tape right here.
I like it.
All right, so if you're here, and the boat is, if it's 10 miles, it's over the curve and you can't see it. If you have a camera, can you zoom in over the curve, or is it impossible to use your zoom to zoom down?
So you're saying we can't bend bullets like they do in that movie?
No, you can't.
That's a pretty picture. I like that.
Yeah, so that is the Chicago skyline.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta stop holding this pen. That's the Chicago skyline from Lake Michigan. Okay?
Okay.
And it's 59 miles away. All right? Josh Nowicki, the dude's name on the bottom of that, sent this into a news station, and the weatherman went on TV and said, normally you wouldn't be able to see this, but the reason you're seeing it is because it's a mirage. The light is bending up from the other side of the earth and shining it, and that's why we can see it, and a whole bunch of BS. Okay. Well,
You don't believe in mirages?
I believe in mirages.
Okay.
But that's not a mirage. So, 59 miles away. That's what the weatherman says. It's mirage. A guy named Rob Skiba, R.I.P., took a boat out with his buddy Rick, and he did from that point, what is it, Tony's Boat Shop, all the way to the Sears Tower. That's what that line is, and that's about 39 miles. Okay. Because the picture was coming from another spot up here, but they couldn't get a boat port, so they had to go down more to find a port to take the boat out. Okay. What he wanted to do was he wanted to sail the boat from that point to the other point with a camera on the city, constantly showing you that the city's not going to disappear. Okay? So here's a picture. The first picture, you can see the towers faded, the skyline faded back there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's 37 nautical miles. This is 33 nautical miles. You can still see the city. Basically what he wanted to show is that's not a mirage. It's just the city. 27 nautical miles. You can see it perfectly. What would be happening if it was an actual mirage is the buildings would be disappearing, and then they'd be showing up. Yeah, and they got closer, but they stopped using the zoom, so they stopped telling us how far away they were. Basically, what he's telling you is they came right up on the city, and nothing disappeared.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the link so people can actually go watch the full video. It's a long video, so I obviously couldn't show you the whole thing here. I just took screenshots.
Does the guy who presents the video talk like this
No, that's Eric Dubay.
for the entire video?
He doesn't sound
Maybe
exactly
you
like
want
that.
to never watch anything on YouTube ever again. That's not the guy?
No.
So
Rob
hear me out.
Skiba passed away during like 2020 pandemic.
I have a theory on why they could see the city.
Because you could.
Do you want to know
What's
why?
that? Yeah.
Water always does what? Finds the lowest point.
Finds level.
Right. But it also finds the lowest point that it can go to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It finds its level.
So-
That's why water runs.
So if water is finding its lowest point, the outside of the water is not going to curve. It's going to be flat completely,
Yeah.
right? So that would make sense that you could see from one side of the lake over to the other because the water is completely flat because water finds the lowest point.
Yeah. The earth is flat, so the water stays flat. You see these G.I. Joes right here?
Yeah.
The reason why it looks like you lose things like boats from the bottom up is due to perspective.
Mm-hmm.
These G.I. Joes have bases. You can see the top of the picture, or the bottom of the top picture. You can see their legs and their stands. If you move the camera, zoom the camera out, go to the other side of the apartment, it looks like they don't have legs anymore.
Did you set this up yourself? Did you do this? Are those your toys? I remember
No.
you used to leave those all over the kitchen when we hung out.
No, that's not me. That's not me. But that's due to perspective. So this is what our Earth really looks like, and I want to thank Dave Weiss for having this app so I can actually show people how seasons are come about and everything. So this is a flat Earth sun, moon, and zodiac clock app. It's like $3. Go buy it. It gives you a lot of info on flat Earth. Anyway, I'm done plugging something that I don't even own.
Are you sponsored? Are you sponsored by them?
No,
Oh.
but if he wants to sponsor this, go ahead. So the way seasons work, it's December 31st, 2023. We're having our winter based on that clock, okay? See how the sun is on the Tropic of Capricorn at the very end? See that yellow line at the outer circle?
Yes, I see the outer line.
That's why we're having our winter, because the sun is over Australia, over parts of Africa, parts of South America, and that's why they have their summer in December. The sun and the moon, the sun oscillates between the tropics. So every 6 months it'll go out, and then 6 months it'll go in. So it's basically, that's why we have our summer in July, because in July the sun is right over the Tropic of Cancer. And it's right above us, right above Miami, right above Las Vegas, right above California. It's closer to New York, so New York has its summer. Like, that's why America has their summer in July, because the sun is oscillating between the tropics. That's why if you film the sun the same night every single day, it's gonna, and you screenshot it, it looks like a figure eight, because the sun is moving degrees. And they tell us seasons are made because the Earth has a tilt, but they don't explain anything else. Seasons work perfectly on a flat Earth. They don't make any sense on a globe. What say you, bro?
I remember when I was taught in school, we're on a globe and it's kind of at an angle and it constantly, it's constantly at a tilt spinning, and it adjusts, or it, the tilt varies and changes.
Tell me more.
It's been a long time.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Everything that they tell us doesn't make any sense about the globe.
It's round. I believe that. The globe is round.
Globes are round, yes. Have you ever picked up a globe?
Yeah.
Go to next time you're at a store, pick up the globe and look at the bottom of the globe. I guarantee you it will say not for educational purposes. You saw how Antarctica surrounds our world, and everybody says, well, why doesn't water fall off if the Earth is flat?
Gravity. Duh. Everybody knows gravity.
Well, we'll get into gravity.
Gravity. Things fall out the sky all the time, bro. Gravity. That's a no-brainer. Everybody knows gravity.
No, so the reason why water doesn't fall off the Earth is because that's an ice wall from Antarctica, the highest land on the Earth. That's Antarctica.
I'm pretty sure the highest land on Earth is Mount Everest.
Antarctica.
Is it Mount Everest?
No. I'm not talking about mountains. I'm talking about land.
It's not Everest.
That's,
you got it.
No. So Antarctica, that's why water doesn't fall off, because Antarctica surrounds our world.
Okay.
That makes sense? You got that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we're going to switch to another thing that changed my mind. Other than we could see too far, there's flight paths. So there's a book called 16 Emergency Landings that proved the flat Earth. Okay. There was a lady in Taiwan who was pregnant.
China?
She lied to the Taiwan.
China.
Whatever. She was on China Airways, flight 008, and she was pregnant. She lied to the airline, told them that she was 30 weeks pregnant when she was really 36 weeks pregnant. She wanted to have the baby in America. Like, she even said on the plane, are we in America? Are we in American airspace yet? Okay? Basically, she wanted her child to be a citizen.
Duh.
So she had the baby on the plane, all right?
Uh-huh.
And she was going from Taiwan to Los Angeles, all right? They did an emergency landing in Alaska, okay?
American airspace, baby.
Yeah, she got her wish. Yo,
You just birthed an American. Woo! USA! USA!
Anyway, it was flight 008. Here's pictures of the actual birth happening that other airline passengers took. Okay? So this isn't some fake thing. This is Taiwan to Los Angeles. They went up to Alaska. Why did they do an emergency landing in Alaska if you're going to Los Angeles?
Closer.
No, it's not.
Closer.
You still have to deviate and go the same. They'd be better off just going straight to Los Angeles. For an emergency landing after she already had the baby.
Better
So it's
hospitals
not-
in Alaska. It's closer.
Than the biggest city in America? One of the biggest cities? Do you want to know why they really did it?
I would like to hear your
Because Alaska is on the way. That's a flat earth map.
So what you're saying is NASA and all these scientists that study the globe and have been to outer space have no idea what they're talking about, and they're wrong.
Oh, we're going to get into debunking NASA. We're going to get into them later. Sure are.
Because
Trust me, I won't leave out NASA.
the pictures I've seen from the International Space Station do not show that as what our globe looks like.
Yeah, I know, but
That's
that's the logo for the United Nations. It's the logo for the WHO. Next up, this lady found out her husband was cheating on her mid-air. They were going from Chicago to Doha.
How?
I don't know how,
The guy is
but she violently started beating the crap out of him,
Oh.
and the pilot thought, we should land this plane.
how the fuck?
They stopped in Moscow. They did an emergency landing in Moscow. Look at all this other land that they could have stopped in. Why would you go all the way up to Moscow instead of just stopping somewhere closer or just continuing to Doha?
Pilot had family there. He's half Russian, bro. You know what I mean?
It's on the way.
Khabib. You want to see Khabib?
It's on the way.
Khabib's on the way.
No. Moscow's on the way to Doha from Chicago.
Very convenient.
That's
for
why
your
they
little
stopped.
story here, Joe.
Yeah, all right. We'll stop with the stories, okay? This is another emergency landing. Buenos Aires to Qatar. They
Qatar,
stopped in
yeah.
Rome. Why did they stop in Rome instead
Coliseum's there.
of Skull Island? Or
Great-
sorry,
great pizza.
Africa.
Great pizza, Coliseum, Roman Empire. What else would you want to see?
They could have stopped on Skull Island and saw King
Or-
Kong.
You trying to tell me King Kong's real too?
Look, it's a skull.
This is my favorite episode ever.
Look at Africa. It's a skull.
It's a skull. Oh, it is.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
I've never seen
That's
that
the real
before.
Skull Island right there. Boom. We'll get
skull.
into that in a different episode, though.
Skull and bones, baby.
Argentina to India. They stopped in Amsterdam as an emergency landing. That's a far ways to go.
They want to
Why
get
not,
high.
again, stop on Skull Island?
They want to get high. They want to get high, bro. Tell me you don't want to get high once in a while?
It's because it's on the way, bro.
I feel like we're answering C to every question here.
Answering what?
C.
C?
C, on the way. It's on the
It
way.
isn't. It is on the way.
The answer to every question is it's on the way?
Yeah, Beijing to Dallas. They went all the way up to Calgary instead of just going to Dallas. Why'd they do that? Because
Maple
Calgary's on the way.
Maple syrup.
Because Calgary is on the way.
They knew they were going to have pancakes, and
London to Pakistan, they stopped in Moscow. Look at all this land. Why deviate hundreds and maybe 1,000 miles to go to Moscow? Because it's on the way on a flat Earth map. All right, we'll do a couple more.
I can do this all day.
Auckland to Peru. Why did they stop in that shithole Los Angeles?
Porn stars.
Because it's on the way. All right, Scarface. It's on the way, bro. It's on the way.
You're not going to get a Jenna Jameson in Auckland.
Why do you want that?
I'm just saying.
You want a friggin' your penis to sting? I don't. Hawaii to New York, they stopped in Seattle. Why didn't you stop in Los Angeles? Why not
Where the best
stop
toilets
anywhere
are.
else? Where what?
It's where the best toilets are.
Toilets?
Have you eaten a Loco Moco?
No. Oh, what?
You need a Loco Moco. You need a good toilet after a Loco Moco.
Our local Mocos in Seattle?
No, they're in Hawaii.
No, they came from Hawaii.
Yeah, they had a Loco Moco in Hawaii.
Oh.
Emergency
got
best
you.
toilets are in Seattle.
I gotta go. I gotta
That's what they said. That's what they said.
gotta go.
That's what they said.
All right.
You got more of these or what?
No, we're gonna stop there. So,
All right, so just to recap all this, you're saying that instead of stopping somewhere much closer directly in the flight path, they've taken these weird, random spots to choose to stop.
yeah.
In from a normal map's perspective, from a globe perspective. But if you pull
Yeah.
up a flat Earth map, every single one of those weird, random stops was on the way.
Yes. Dead center on the way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. You think the G.I. Joes are interesting?
I know we were watching Toy Story today, bro.
Ugh. Why would we watch some pedo movie? Tom Hanks
Tom Hanks,
is a
yeah.
giant pedo. That's another episode. What's this water doing in this picture right here?
Reflecting.
What's the top? Is the top
A
flat
cloud.
or is it top flat or is it curved?
Is the top of what?
The top of the water, is it curved or flat?
It's flat.
Okay. What's the top of this water doing besides this waterfall right here?
It's rippling.
What shape is it? Even though flat isn't a shape, is it curving or is it flat?
Is there? It's on the way. It's flat, Joseph. Jesus Christ. These are trick questions.
Let's make it bigger.
Give me a tough one.
Is this giant lake curving or is it flat on the top?
Can you give me an easier one? Because this one's a little. This is algebra for me. It looks flat, I think.
Yeah. Ocean. Is it
Uh-huh.
flat or is it curving?
Curving.
No. Where's it
Yeah,
curving?
it's too much. There's too much. It wants to escape. It wants to leave, but the gravity of Earth holds it in, so it's like it's trying to leave. That's why the tides come and go, because of the moon's gravity. And I remember this from science class.
Okay, so you're telling me that gravity can hold trillions of gallons of water to a spinning ball, but this insect exists.
Yes. Those things. Have you ever picked up a butterfly?
A light-ass butterfly is not affected by gravity, but trillions of gallons of water
Yes.
are.
Because the butterflies don't have any mass to them. They're very light. And
Gravity holds
water is
trillions of gallons of water.
water is dense and has mass to it.
So something as light as a butterfly,
Right, which doesn't have any mass, can float away.
no.
Yeah.
What are
Well,
these?
Yeah.
What are these bubbles, which are basically water? What are they doing?
They're filled with air. What do you mean they're basically water? They're filled with there's no mass to them. And they float, but they do gravity eventually pulls them back down to Earth.
No, the wind pulls them down and they pop.
No, because if you've blown a bubble on a day with no wind, it doesn't just float straight up.
Okay,
It floats
okay.
for a little bit and then it
Water,
lands.
water has mass. Do you have mass? That wasn't a fat joke. That wasn't a fat joke. Do you have mass?
More than I'd like.
All right, great.
Uh-huh.
How come you're not stuck to the floor right now?
I am.
No. Your feet are. How come you're not stuck to the
Because
earth?
because I have bone structure and muscles
No.
which allows me to fight gravity.
Gravity is sticking trillions of gallons of water. Have you ever picked up a bucket of water or a gallon of water?
Yeah.
How heavy it
Yeah.
is?
Yep, it's extremely heavy.
It can push all that down, but your 200-pound ass is not stuck to the ground.
First of all, thank you. I wish I was 200 pounds. Secondly, water doesn't have bone structure and muscles to stand up. It's liquid.
Dude,
It's going to.
no. The force of gravity says that it's pulling everything to the earth.
Right.
The reason we're not floating off into space right now is because of gravity.
Right.
You can stand up, but your feet are stuck to the ground because of gravity, but you can stand up and walk. Will you bark or something so I have to get up and walk away from this guy? It's like... You're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting the sun at 66,600 miles an hour. That's a weird number to choose. And then you're barreling into the Milky Way, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles an hour. All of those speeds, and then the entire galaxy is going another direction. All four of those directions. But you're not whipped off, and you're just walking around. You can stack small rocks on top of big rocks and show people your beach art, like, because of gravity.
I don't make the rules, man. I just live by them. What do you want me to do? I mean, it makes sense to me.
So you're moving all those directions, right?
Yep.
Right?
I want to go fast.
But stars will do that. Make perfect circles around the North Star.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That's a little weird.
It's a lot of weird. That makes no sense. How is that possible? We're doing all those motions, but stars will make perfect circles in the sky around the North Star. Could it be because the stars, the moon, and the sun all revolve around us, and we're not doing any of these
That's
dumb
very
motions?
egotistical of you, Joseph.
We are you are the center of the universe. I am the center of the universe. We are all in the center of the universe right now. That's
It's
egotistical.
a little egotistical.
You like the stars,
do.
right? You're a
Might
fan
be
of the
a little
stars.
Stargazer.
Okie dokie.
Go ahead.
All right, so they tell us that stars are trillions of miles away, and they're burning balls of gas. They're suns. They're suns
Yeah.
mad far away. Look behind you, that thing. They tell you that's what
Yeah.
stars are, right behind
Yeah,
you.
it's the sun.
You see that? Yep. This is what stars actually look like through telescopes. That's serious.
Like the radio station?
No, like the star. That's what NASA tells you Sirius is, and that's what a telescope tells you what Sirius is. You telling me those are burning balls of gas trillions of miles away? Because to me, it looks like the bottom of a pool.
Are you saying?
There's
saying
another
we're in
star. That's Mercury. That's a
You're
planet.
saying
That's Mercury.
You're saying we're in the bottom of the pool?
You can land on that? No, I'm telling you, stars aren't trillions of miles away, and outer space is fake. That's what they tell you Mercury looks like. This is Mars? Venus. This is Venus. That's what Venus looks like. Do you think that's a planet you can land on? That's what NASA tells us it
I
looks
mean,
like.
clearly NASA has a better telescope than you. Than your P900.
That's Mars.
You don't think NASA has a better telescope?
That's what NASA... You think that's a real picture of a planet that
it's
NASA's
round,
showing you?
perfect.
That's
Oh,
CGI.
my God.
1,000%. That's Saturn. These are actual people using their telescopes and showing you what these planets look like. Planets used to be called wandering stars. They changed the name and then called Earth a planet, so we all think that we're the same as these luminaries in the sky, but we're not. You think that's a real picture of Saturn?
I think it's
that
a
NASA
much
just
better
showed?
telescope.
There's 2 other stars. If they're burning balls of gas, why do they look different? Why don't they look like suns?
Because they're millions of miles away.
That's Capella. It looks to me like it's the bottom of a pool. It's stuck in some kind of... Looks like water. Like, none of these are things you can land on. Is
Well,
what I'm
going to say about this, right?
Planets aren't something you can land on, and the stars look like things underwater.
I get where you're going with this, but what I would say is that NASA's telescopes and cameras are much better than the public's.
Do you know what big telescope that's in the Vatican is called?
It's in the Vatican? No, I didn't know it was in the Vatican.
Lucifer.
I'm going to have to Google that.
That's a star. What does that look like to you? It looks like the bottom of a pool.
It looks like that Tupac hologram at Coachella.
It looks like this. It looks like this. That's the bottom of a pool. That's exactly what those stars look like.
Looks like a DMT trip.
It's the bottom of a pool.
Do you not see the sun behind me, dude? Like, how can you refute that?
Yeah, the stars don't look like that, and the sun doesn't look like that.
Listen, buddy. This is
sun doesn't look like
4K NASA video I got straight from the space station. So you better watch your mouth.
I bet you did. You think the sun looks like that? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, up close and personal. Yep, zoomed in from a NASA telescope. Yeah, that's what I'm told from NASA. Why would they lie to me?
This is the sun that's behind you. That's 93 million miles away. Why are the clouds? Why is it in the clouds? It's in the clouds that are underneath it, and it's in the clouds that are right above it. That's 93 million miles away. Are you sure? Are you sure that's 93 million miles away?
I mean, I don't
Because to me, it looks local.
I don't have a tape measure, but I'm pretty sure it's 93 million miles away. Oh, hear me out. Why would they lie about it? What do they get out of lying?
They have us thinking that we live on a spinning ball barreling through space. A meteor can kill us at any time. They can hide in the other land past Antarctica from us, hide our true selves, hide tons of stuff, control.
What do they get out of doing that, though?
Control of the population.
That I would believe.
Why do they tell us all this horrible shit for us is good for us when it's not? Why do they tell us the sun causes cancer when it's really the sunscreen that causes the cancer? Why do they tell diabetics they can't eat fruit because it'll kill them when I was undiagnosed diabetic and I've eaten exclusively fruit since April? But now I'm in the best shape I've ever been in and very healthy and tons of energy. Why do they do anything? Why do they spray our skies? We're getting into a whole bunch of different episodes with me saying this, but why would they lie is a ridiculous question because they literally lie about everything. Look at America in 2002. Look at the 2002 in the bottom right corner, and then look at America in the 2012. These are official NASA photos. They tell us these are real pictures of the Earth. How did America grow in size so much?
Interesting.
Here's the 2012 photo. by itself. If America fits on the ball there, how do the rest of the continents fit on the other side?
Their math ain't mathin', bro.
So, a whole bunch of people were questioning this shit. This is the blue marble shot. I think it's 2002. Why are there photoshopped clouds multiple times if these are official globe shots from space?
Fucking got lazy? I don't know, bro.
Because NASA is bullshit. Why did they use the same exact clouds for the 1978 Earth as they did to the 2007 Earth? Look at the clouds. They're exactly the same.
Why does the 2017 look like it got dirty, bro?
Because they have to... We're destroying the Earth. We're destroying the Earth.
That's a weird way to do.
But why'd they use the same clouds?
I see that, yeah. NASA getting lazy.
Yeah. This one doesn't really have to do with NASA, but these are jet streams on the globe versus on the flat Earth. Which makes more sense.
Motherfucker in the globe been drinking, bro. He been drinking.
The jet streams have been drinking. Alright, we'll get into actual NASA other than their horrible photos that make zero sense. Alright, so this is NASA in the ISS up in the air, up in the space. Look at this guy. Did he just disappear before he turned the corner?
He went through a door.
God, he did. Look at him. Look at him. Disappearing.
Oh, okay. I see right there. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, no, I saw that.
All right, now watch
No,
it.
I
Full
saw
screen
that.
again.
At the end, he kind of fades away. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I saw
disappears.
that. That's weird. Yeah, that's strange, man. So you're saying it's because he's not really up there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I can buy that. That definitely is some green screen magic going on there. Hi, Gunner. Hi, buddy. Hi, Gunner. Oh, he made the pod. Gunner made the pod. Okay.
So here's another one. Here's another one of NASA up in the sky, or up in space, or whatever the fuck they want to pretend it is. Besides her goofy-looking hairsprayed hair, did you see that guy's shoulder?
Oh yeah.
See the reflection? You see
Yeah,
the
I
reflection
sure
behind
do.
him of the harness that's not being destroyed by the green screen?
Yeah. I see it.
Now, why are they lying that they're up in the space station? Like, why do you need to lie to us about something so stupid
Right.
if they can actually go up there? And then you got this guy who loses his head. Loses his head because of the green screen.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, dude. That's real weird. You're saying that's green screen? I think I
Yeah.
saw your head do that on the last episode, actually. Once or twice.
Well, I
That
got
makes
green
sense.
screen. Nah, my green screen's better than NASA's.
Okay. All right. Mr. Tough Guy over here with the
Okay.
best green screen in the game. Let's go. What else you got?
All right, so here's this little girl interviewing Buzz Aldrin.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest. It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does, I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation.
What do you think about the most famous astronaut from
You want me to be
NASA,
honest?
Buzz Aldrin?
You want me to
saying
be
we
honest?
didn't go there. Yeah.
I think he's got a little touch of the Biden in him.
So after Buzz Aldrin told you that we didn't go to the moon, I showed you NASA faking the ISS. I showed you their fake globe pictures that are obviously faked. I showed you what stars actually look like. I showed you that gravity can't hold trillions of gallons of or can hold trillions of gallons of water to a spinning ball going absolutely batshit, but it can't stick us to the ground or stop a butterfly. I showed you the flight routes where they emergency landed in the craziest places, but on a flat Earth map, they're on the friggin' way. I showed you that we can see way too far if this is 24,800 miles in circumference. And yeah, what do you think about your globe?
I think there's a lot of interesting facts there that you presented. I feel like I personally need to do my own experiments to see if I could actually see a boat. Oh, look at that little dog. Gunner. You know what I mean? I would need to do my own experiments. I feel like the NASA stuff, where you can clearly see that they're faking things, is weird. And at the end of the day, you made a good argument as to why you believe what you believe. But I've been indoctrinated. I mean, I've been taught certain things since a child. And it's hard for me to give up on those beliefs, man. You know? I love you, bro.
Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Hey, you reached Joe, and leave us a message when you get a chance. I can't tell who's calling because the screen on my flip phone has broken.
Hey, Joe. I was thinking about our last pod, and why would you think the government would lie to us or deceive us? It's really weird, man. I don't know. I don't think they would hide anything from us.